Today, I drive a red train. At times reaching speeds in excess of 10 miles an hour. And because it's just after Christmas, I've made it snow. Hi there, I've played this a little bit. I'm playing on the Xbox One X. I've not played it that much, but today I've decided I'm going to drive this red train. It's a freight train. I even changed the livery. Better. And then you can choose your weather. And this isn't a scenario. This is it's called a service. If you're looking on the menu, you'll have seen that though. And there's all these different services that you can choose. I've already tried to move the train prior to this. Is my second attempt at this service because I couldn't get the train to move. But what you've got to do is, if you look at that dial that's got the red mark, and now the needle's moving up, you have to move the brakes and release them and put them back on and take them off again. And there is a start procedure, but there is some tutorials in the game. I think there's tutorial for every class of train, and it's quite good as well because it does get you going. I couldn't get the train to move without doing the tutorial, and I don't think it'd have ever worked out how to do that because you have to depressurize and pressurize the brakes and then take the brakes off, and then you can move. Oh, and then you've got to take the parking brake off, which is that red button that you'll see me press in a minute. And I'm wondering if you can play this with the mouse. I think I'll try that at some stage because I've got a spare wireless mouse that I can use on my Xbox. I mean, on the PC, obviously, it's a doddle, isn't it? You've got your keyboard and all kinds of controls. Even this game help is very, very PC specific because it tells you can press. There's a key you can press to take screenshots, but I mean on an Xbox that's superfluous because you can just do that by default, can't you? You know, with your Xbox button and your capture options and screenshot options, you can even do 4K clips and stuff like that, and screens, including in Forza Motorsport or Forza Horizon at least, the high dynamic range screen clips. Screenshots rather, they look different as well when you look at them. I can't find anything on my PC that'll actually display them. Normally it saves them as PNG files, but they're totally different. You get a PNG file, but you get a HDX file with it or something, and the Xbox must merge them and give you a proper high dynamic range picture when you look at them on your Xbox, but outside your Xbox they don't seem to work. Anyway, sorry, I've gone off topic. Yeah, I'm getting this train going. We've got to take it along with all the carriages that have been attached to it somewhere. Our Acton Yard. I'm having I have difficulty seeing the smaller details on the screen because I'm using editing software, and the little window, I've got an extremely average laptop, on the little window that I'm editing it on, not only is it quite low resolution, it's quite small as well, so it's difficult to see. And there we go with the brakes again. I will get it going eventually. I hope I'll get it going eventually. Yeah, that should be the brakes off now. Or is that brakes on? I can't remember. Right, is he going to move this time? Oh no, I've gone backwards. Yeah, I stopped at the waypoint because I wasn't quite sure if you'd got to what he'd actually got to do. It didn't make it clear. And like I said, I've not played it very much, but eventually I'll get going. Some parts of that I haven't got a pop filter on this microphone, by the way, and it's one of them Blue Yeti microphones for anyone that knows. It was a Christmas present from my wife, because I've been using shotgun mic from me, what I use on me cameras when we make films. We've made the occasional film, and I've got quite a decent microphone for the sound. It's better than the on-camera sound. I use Panasonic cameras. So here we go. Ooh, if you look at the amps, that's quite a lot of amps, isn't it? That little dial there on the left of the speed there. These speed limits are for a reason as well. I haven't derailed yet, but I think they do it on like, you see the lines going left and straight on, so it's like junctions. It seems to slow you down when you get to junctions, if you're turning off, that is. I think if you're not turning off, you can just fly on. And at the top right hand corner, you make XP all the time, and it sort of ranks you up. I'm not sure what the maximum is. I mean, if you have a maximum, it'd be a bit silly, wouldn't it? What bit point if there's a maximum that you have to go on? But you know what they're like sometimes in these games. I hate that when they put level caps on things and maximum ranking you. What game was it that did that? And I was really disappointed with it. I think Fallout were one of them. Absolutely pointless. I can't remember the other one that did it. But it seems like most of them have a level cap. Oh, was it Borderlands? I can't remember. But it's just fairly typical of this dumbed down games generation we're in now, that it's got zero thought really for what the games like to play. They just want your money. I'm not going to cut this too much, because some people like to see this sort of thing, because it's showing them how the game actually works, which can be very handy for people that are thinking about buying this game. Apologies again, because I don't have a pop filter for this microphone. I'm monitoring it on my headphones that I've just also got for Christmas as well. Some Audio Technica M50 TX or something. They're really good. In fact, they're a lot better than my ears, but they're very, very sensitive, and I can hear all kinds of stuff that I've never heard before. Anyway, I must admit, I quite like watching videos of games. You know, people playing games, because you have these sort of YouTube influencer types, don't you, that are always, they've always got early access to like Farming Simulator or whatever, or you know, one of these sort of really, really time consuming games that you have. Because I mean, you know, if you've played Farm Simulator, you'll realise it's actually like working, and everything's done in real time. The environment can go fast, but you can't go any faster, and neither can the AI when you're using them. But you get these YouTube influencers showing everybody how good all these upcoming games and that are, and when the games actually arrive, even though it could be like last one, Farming Simulator 19, there's been a Farming Simulator 17, a 15 and a 13. Well, if you've played them all, you realise that it's more like a very, very small evolution, and not that much change. In Farming Simulator, the physics for the trees, they put tree cutting into it in Farming Simulator 15, and I think the physics is still the same, and that's 3 years ago. Now I know they must have sold quite well. If you look on YouTube, if you're interested in that sort of thing, there's thousands and thousands of hours of like these let's play videos, a little bit like this one I'm doing here, where someone will go on and on and on and on and on, but some of them are literally hours long. I'm sure some people must enjoy it, but my main point is you get these people on that influencers, and then one of them were pure farming, I'm not going to name any names, but there are a lot of people saying, oh, this game, oh, this is a zoom into one of the panels you've got, and I think if you had a mouse you could probably do something with it. Yeah, the Pure Farm, I think it was called Pure Farm. I've done a review of it on my channel if you're interested in it, and I give it a proper slagging off. I don't swear or anything like that, but it's a really terrible game really when you look back at it, and it's trying to compete with Farming Simulator, giant software farming simulator that is. Anyway, these so-called influencers that get these early access comments, they never mention the horrific bugs and horrible gameplay mechanics. They cut the videos or just gloss over these things going wrong in the videos, and they only show you the games in a really positive light, and they never say anything bad about them. And then we turn up like schmucks on the release day and buy them, and even though it could be 3 generations down and it's using the same game engine, it comes with a fresh set of bugs that all need fixing again. It's a joke. I remember some of the I know I'm going off top. Ooh, I use my horn. You can open that window as well. Yeah. See how British Rail toot toot. Remember adverts that had that on it. It's something like British Rail gets you there, and I think Jimmy Savile were on it. Yeah, we won't be seeing them adverts again, will we? I've gone off topic again. I was whining about what was I whining about? Oh yeah, these influencers that don't show you the bugs, and then these games turn up and it's like version 3 of the game. It's just change a year and they still manage to put new and inventive bugs into it. And some of the funniest ones have been these shooting games that are online only. No, I say online. They put a pretense of a single player campaign in them. I think they actually took the single player out of one of them over the past 2 years, because we all used to buy Call of Duty and Battlefield, and Battlefield for me were always the superior ones, you know, because they were a bit more serious. You could take it more serious and more hardcore. Look, ooh, the blinds work. See the blinds? They work as well. Yeah, and its primary object is an online shooter, and then every single year somehow they break the netcode or whatever you call it, and none of the servers would work, and they'd always say things like, well, we weren't expecting that many people to buy this game to play it online. And you think, you said that on the last 2 of them. You're just full of lies. You just want us. You release them in November, just before Christmas, so that all the in-laws and aunties, uncles, and you know, you name it, buy it. But kids think they're doing the right thing, even though a lot of them are 18 certificate, like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. And they still, you know, you go into a game shop and they don't ask you if you're buying it for a minor or anything like that. They just, you know, I don't know, I've gone off topic yet again. I can't help that. I just wander around. I'm getting past my waypoints. Look, 1600 XP's up top right hand corner there, and I'm doing 70 miles an hour. And while I were panning round, I noticed that there was a on the inside of this train cab, there's it says 75 miles an hour maximum. Obviously that's a challenge, because at some stage I'm gonna try and go faster than that. I can't remember when I did it though. I just remember thinking, yeah, really? 75? Let's see what happens if I do 76. Well, you know, it's typical of a person, isn't it? Just push it to limits. But here I'm doing a whole 71 miles an hour. But the speed limit's going to go to 75. That you see, it's telling you what's next there. You got your distance. It's now running down 900 yards, 800s, maybe 700s. Yeah. I actually don't know why. I'm sort of enjoying playing this game, and I really will have to get a pop filter because I can hear my breath going into this microphone. I've opened the window. You notice the difference? You see, I forget I've opened it. and now the game starts making more and more noise, and I hadn't realised it. So I'm now going to have to check the audio to make sure that it's not stopping and listen to my fantastic commentary. Ooh, that seat looked a bit stained. Look at the state of that. I've been sitting on that. It's disgusting. Wish I'd known. I'd have brought some kitchen paper as well to sit on. And now, while I said I've been enjoying this game, I'm not sure I could recommend it to anyone, because this isn't a review, by the way. For the simple fact that there is no advanced time feature of it, and the game has got the most horrible way of making you sit for literally 20 minutes or half an hour without anything to do, and you cannot advance time. So I thought, oh no, that can't be right. So I looked all over internet, all over YouTube, and I finally went, last place, it's like reading your instruction manual, and last place you go, their own website, the TSW website, or Dovetail Games. So I went on all their forums, because some of these, if you search, how to advance time in this game on, well look, I think I've realised that I'm going a bit fast, because there's a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit coming up. Yep, throttle to 0. No more you can do, you got full brakes on. You see, I've got a big, long, heavy train, and yeah, you got full brakes, mate. It's not going to go any slower. See that gauge there? The one that's now, you can see the gauge moving up towards the red mark. That's taking the brakes off. Mind you, I slowed down in time. See, it was coming up to a junction, like that's what I was explaining earlier. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, went to Dovetail Games website and on their forums, and there's a search function on it. That's if I use the search function right, and I put time into it. Just the way I tried loads of different ways of saying, is there an advanced time function, speed up time, go to next event, sort of thing. And they all come up negative, so I thought, hang on, it's not coming up with anything at all, that's not possible. So I'll just put time, just type time into their search thing. No such word exists. So I think they're probably getting sick of hearing it about people. Anyway, some of the comments I heard was, well, it is a simulation. It is a simulation. What a time wasting simulation. It's like we have these games, don't we? But I'm sitting in my room for amusement. I'm not at work. Nobody's paying me to do this. At my time is it's my leisure time, and you say that your game's going to confiscate off me because I want to play your game, and you're not going to have a time feature. And then some bright spark added, oh yeah. I found it so funny. He says, you couldn't get all the timetables in the game to speed up and synchronise. What does the guy think he's doing? It's not real life, mate. It's simulated. It's on a computer. Computers love maths. I almost swore then. They love maths, and they absolutely love them to death, and they do maths really well. And if you've got a game, the easiest thing to do is speed up stuff that's happening in the background that you can't see on screen. It's a no-brainer. You don't need a cray supercomputer to do that. You could do it on a calculator, because you would just say advance 20 minutes and there you are. Nothing would have to change at all, because you can't see any other trains except the doing the horn again, just a low one that time. I've got the window open so you can hear it better. Yeah, it just made me laugh. I just think people have such weird... Oh yeah, British Rail, we're getting there. Getting there late, obviously. Not my train. My train won't be late. The hard thing about this game... sorry, I popped it again and again. The hard thing about this game is actually stopping the trains. I'm sure some people will absolutely love this, and I'm not sure if they're into workaround for this time advancing thing. But if you hang around to end of this video, and if I sort of don't cut it out when it finishes, it's not a spoiler or anything. It's not like it's exciting. Look, windscreen wipers actually work, and you can make them go faster. But you don't get any snow on your windscreen. I haven't tried rain yet, but I've seen pictures of it on the. Oh, it's going to get loud now, isn't it? I've seen pictures of it on PC. I'll have to stop saying P without my pop filter water. That's why DJs used to talk so funny. They'd say D's instead of P and stuff like that, wouldn't they? I think that's what they did. Yeah. Look, they said there's one of the trains that I told you out in the game. When I was complaining about the time advancement thing. But I don't mean time advancement when you're driving. Don't want that, do you? You want time advancement when the game's making you sit there for literally half an hour, which you will see at the end of this video, which I don't video that bit, by the way. I just end it, but it tells you like the next event is some stupid amount of minutes in advance. I mean, there's gamers. We think a minute's a long time, because at the end of the day, you're enjoying yourself, aren't you? I mean, it's a game. I mean, we like to take it serious, but it's still a game. It's still for amusement, and that's what I was. It's not really a rant, is it? That's what I was saying earlier. Is that they're not actually paying us for it? Look at that, 79 miles an hour. I'm only supposed to do 75. We're living now. I know I've oh no, there's 40 mile an hour limit coming up. That's why I've just it's getting to brown trousers time, isn't it? Because I'm not really sure why it's dropped to 40. Yeah, 150 XPs. Oh, that distance is dropping real quick, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to make 40 mile an hour for that one. Oh no, maybe I will. Oh yeah, 300 yards. Yeah, it's dropping. They must have really good brakes. You wonder how it's snowing, right? Where's the friction on the tracks then? It's metal wheels on a metal track. I don't think you could get much less friction than that. And then to put a nice layer of snow and water on it, and then obviously got aquaplaning as well, which is what skates do, innit? The skate puts pressure down, and I think it creates a layer of water for you to aquaplane. There we go again. My teeth are going to fall out one of these days. They're made out of real plastic though. Actual plastic. High quality stuff. None of your rubbish. Yes. Oh, I popped it again. Yeah. I will definitely get a pop pillar. I'm trying to avoid putting my mouth straight onto it, but if I put my mouth in front of the microphone like that, you can't hear me properly, I don't think. But you might be thinking that's a good thing. These cameras, these external cameras could do with a bit of extra work. The way they work, they're a bit awkward. Mind you, it's using controller for everything. It's not the best, is it? I mean, Microsoft seemed to have. Maybe I should have sounded. Doesn't seem to be. Yeah, doesn't seem to be any penalty for not sounding your own here and there. Because I'm sure there's much more to driving a train than just sitting here and moving levers about. Obviously, you can't steer it, so that's one. Well, that's quite a lot less you've got to do. But on the other hand, there's not many cars or trucks that are quite this heavy. Hundreds of tons. And hundreds of tons at 50 plus miles an hour you wouldn't want to be up front of that if it hit anything. It's just going to want to keep going. Anyway. Yeah. It's a strange game, and it's kind of, like I said earlier, I like playing it. But I think you can turn all the help off and go totally totally hardcore with it. But obviously, this is about the second or third time I've tried playing it. The first time I tried playing it, I gave up because typical game player, jumped off the platform to go across. What station was he in? Can't remember. But you jump down like 3 or 4 feet to get onto the tracks because there's no there. So I'm just going to walk straight to train I've got to drive. Couldn't get up. There's no jump button. I did find a way to do it in end, but not on that game. What I actually did, I did what I did when we were playing Steep, and I couldn't press the right button. I just backed out and went and played something else because I just got totally cheesed off with it. I ain't got very much patience for this sort of thing, to be honest with you. I'm surprised I've played it this much. So I don't have any explanation for why I'm sitting here now doing a video about it, but I will if I get chance, or if I remember. There is a way to get yourself off the platform if you drop down, and you can't even move up a little step. If you got an on, if you're going up the steps inside the station, you can get up them just fine. But if you sort of go off piste, so to speak, if you go somewhere the game's not expecting you to go, bearing in mind it's a simulation that has collectibles, many different sorts of collectibles, of which I've come across one by accident, some sort of baton. Bearing in mind it is that sort of game, there is no facility to jump. I popped it again, sorry about that. There's no facility, no control to jump, like there is no control to speed time, which is something this game really needs. Otherwise you just alienating yourself from all the people that want to play it, because if it keeps doing it, you're just gonna go, it breaks out this. If you've got to go and just you think, oh, I'm not doing that, that's it, because I've got to wait 20 minutes, and it really makes you wait 20 minutes or half an hour. What does it expect you to do in that? I've whined about that. I know I've whined about this already, but it just seems ridiculous to me that they really expect you to do it. And some people just go, yeah, that's alright, it's a simulation. But it's a train simulator. I want to drive the train and move it about and do stuff with it, and maybe, I don't know, connect carriages of whatever it is else that this game's got to offer. I don't want to sit here looking at the clock waiting for 20 minutes till I can press a few buttons to get the train going again. Because I don't know if you've noticed, even though I'm doing 91 miles an hour now, because I'm such a criminal type, you're only supposed to do 75 in this one. Yes, I'll have health and safety all over me. Yeah, but look there, that's my concession to safety. I've got my horn going. Yeah. I'm not whining about it anymore, because they're into fast forward time, and they're not going to do a fast forward time. It's like they've redacted it off the website. I mean, as a search term, that is. I think they do other things. This company, I don't know what they do. To be honest with you, I'm not interested. It just seems a ludicrous design decision, and then you get the usual sort of fanboy types just defending whatever the company does, because they're just so happy to have a train simulator, probably, because it is pretty. What's the word? I'm not looking for like geeky. It's like, I can't think of the word. It's not a common game, is it? Even car simulators aren't that common. The airplane simulators on the console aren't common either, because you don't have the good controls like you do on a PC. You can have the flight yokes and the sticks with multiple buttons on it. That's the problem with the Xbox, isn't it? And the PlayStation 4. Don't even get me started on that Nintendo stuff. What a load of rubbish they are. I'm sure people disagree, but no. That Wii thing, waving you, they're alright when we're playing bowling and stuff like that, but the rest of them are just no, not without swearing. I can't talk about it, and I don't like swearing, because you don't know who's watching this. I know sometimes you get kids watching. I can tell that because I got all my all my stats up for YouTube, so I know age range of people, and there's quite a few kids watch. And I know people swear like mad and they don't have any, you know, these, because people just love to hear people swearing. And the other thing they like to hear is people complaining about things, but I don't mean just complaining, because I think my complaining's quite mild. They like it when there's lots of swear words involved on it, and lots of, you know, just what I would class as extremely bad behaviour in front of kids. To swear like you're talking to, you know, if you've got a bunch of blokes or women together and they want to talk this way and that and talk smack about this, that and the other and swear like they're in the army or working on some dock somewhere, then that's up to them. I don't mind having a good swear with best of people, but when you're possibly influencing kids, I think it's totally wrong and irresponsible that every second word should be swearing and losing your temper all the time over a game. Now I know it can be quite frustrating when you've just spent 40 quid, 50 quid on some game that yet again doesn't work right properly out of the box, but you know, you should wait for a review if you're that bothered. You know, that's the thing. If you've got the money, it doesn't really matter, does it? If you've got loads of money, it don't matter that you've just dropped 50 quid on a pile of crap that doesn't work. It'll get fixed eventually, but for people that don't have the money, it really matters. And I think a lot of these companies are forgetting that. And I think that some of these little stunts that they pull with these microtransactions, and I'm not naming any names on these, and some of the other things they've got up to, where it's broken on day one on a console, which is unforgivable. Ooh, I'm having a right rant, aren't I? They don't understand the depth of feeling, because people have, not only have they been looking forward to it for ages to come, some of these games are hyped, aren't they? They're really, really hyped, and people are looking forward to them, and then you've got bitter disappointment mixed in with, well, I could have spent that money on something, you know, on something that does work and something that I would have enjoyed, and now I've got to wait until your stupid company that's that lazy and stupid puts the game out broken, and I've now got to wait your good time while you're holding on to my money until you put a fix out for it when you feel like doing it. I don't like it. It really annoys me, and I'm in a position where, and I'm not you know, saying it to impress anybody, because it's just I can afford to drop 20 or 30 quid in a game and it's not going to matter that much. But that's what I'm saying. I know what it's like to be in a position where you can't do that, where you've really got to think about where every penny goes. And I think these people that make games, or the publishers, seem to be forgetting that. It would never happen in any other industry. Call it an industry, it's not. It's a sham of an industry, in it, with huge amounts of money being made. Look at the stock. If you're interested in what's going on, have a look at Electronic Arts stocks, and I think it's Bethesda, whoever made Fallout, and I think it's the same people that made Skyrim as well. Look how their stocks have fallen. I think they're in the billions of dollars as well. So because of their stupid attitude over a Battlefield 5, it's cost them half their stock. You know, that's a big blow to them. And they're so arrogant and stupid. It's like they're sitting in some ivory castle that's on fire and they don't realise it. And they don't realise how much they've actually annoyed people. Releasing half a game before Christmas. And expecting people to go, thank you very much, Electronic Arts or Activision or whatever you're called, or Bethesda. Thank you very much for releasing a game that is just not what we were expecting at all, because most of it's not even present. I remember, what was it I got last year? Forza, I can't remember because the numbers are blurring into one. Forza 7, I think it was. I think I'm coming to a stop here. This might be the end of the mission. I can't remember because I can't see the little numbers. Yeah, I got Forza 7, and one of the reasons I got Forza 7 is I like playing. I won't play multiplayer anymore. I'll give that up like 5 or 6 years ago, because you get 10-year-olds ramming you off the road, and it's just, and swearing at you and things. I know I was talking about swearing earlier, but I won't normally do it in a game, especially because obviously the kids are listening, and I think it's just one of them things I won't do. So I get Forza 7 last year. I sort of went off gaming for a while. I went back to it, and that one of the first games I went back to. Like, you can't go wrong with Forza. I even bought myself a new steering wheel and all that, because I can't use my old Fanatic wheel with this Xbox One, and I'm not paying like £1,000 now, which is what they want for a Fanatic wheel. It was bad enough on other Xbox, but I think it was £500 or £600, whichever it was. But I really enjoyed it, you know, using it. I got not complaining, I got my money's worth out of it completely, and it was fantastic. But this Forza Motorsport 7 comes along, and I got like a Thrustmaster wheel and pedals and a clutch, and the wheel's good. The game's rubbish. And not only that, they released it in like increments. You've just paid 50 or 60 quid for the game, and it's like auction house coming soon, some other mode coming soon. What a joke, an absolute joke. You've just paid all that money, and half at games coming soon. What is their excuse? You know, because it's not like it's the first one. It was like Forza number 7 or something like that. So all the other ones before it are still working, and every feature for it's still working, but you can't be bothered to set up a server or a series of servers to have an auction house that was an integral part of one of the other games that you'd had. That was too much trouble, with how many years of development and how much money for research and development that you've had off all of us. Yeah, that's it, scenario over. I can't believe I've talked this long, but you've hung around this long, you might as well wait and see what it says at the end of this. And I can't remember how long I leave it before I go to the next thing. That's the mission summary, and that's what I was talking about. You get XP, and you get XP for your train and stuff like that. I wasn't paying attention, and I'm not sure if it diddled me out of. Yeah, the next service. Look at that, is it 9:43? I can hardly see it. I can't see it. You'll be able to see it if you're looking at it on your iPad or your telly or whatever you're looking at it on. I think, yeah, the times are 9:36. Oh, 9:43. Oh, it's not as bad as I remember then. Unless I'm reading that wrong. I can't see what it says. I can't see what that says in the above the speed limit thing there. But I basically quit here because it says, you know, there's no to do. And interestingly enough, when I started the next scenario, I started the one after that. I don't have any. Yeah, wait for service. I saved the game. When I started the next scenario, that I had a train on an adjacent track, and that train that I'm sitting in there seemed to be sitting there. It even had the livery on that I'd chosen, that different one that had the yellow side on it. So I don't really know what that's about. Anyway, I've rambled on a bit, haven't I? But never mind, I suppose that's why I've done it. Thanks for watching.